Hey, what's going on, guys? It is the SMT. Thanks for tuning in to watch this episode of the channel. Today, we give you day 3 of the T-Mobile and Sprint merger trial, and there's tons of details to go over. A little bit of spillover and details from yesterday's conclusions, and then we got all the stuff that happened from today in court. So today's witnesses at the trial and who was testifying, we have a couple of big names. So we have Jay Bloom, Sprint's VP of Network Planning, and we have the Chief Operating Officer of Altice, Hakeem Bobazine. And then we also have Carl Shapiro. If you guys remember, this is the T-Mobile ace in the hole, that whole stock market trade scandal thing that was going on. I think I did a video a few weeks on this. So those names were part of today's proceedings. Bloom was asked by Judge Victor Marrero, what is the future of Sprint based on the lack of capital, the lack of network investment, the issues competing, and Bloom said they were focused on creating, trying to figure out what they're doing with their business side. Basically, what he wanted to do was he wanted to paint this picture that Sprint had a very, poor current situation with money. Financially, they weren't doing very well, and he spoke to a very, very grim future. So basically, trying to indicate, that they're not a sustainable business. Profitability is a problem. I mean, these are a lot of things that the data and the performances from the quarterly reports have indicated already. Also, we had the COO of Altice. I think his name is Hakeem Bobazine. Hopefully I said that right. For those of you that aren't sure, Altice is a cable operator that also serves as a wireless MVNO. They have deals with AT&T. They have deals with Sprint, in which they run and operate the wireless MVNO. He was asked about the deal information, access, MVNO operations, things of that nature. I think Judge Marrero was really looking to inquire about the DOJ's deal with T-Mobile. Anyways, Marrero was not thrilled with the responses. It seemed like he was frustrated. That seems to be the sense of what was going on with the testimony. Hakeem probably was trying to withhold very sensitive wireless strategy details that he didn't want to disclose publicly within the courtroom. There were a couple of stoppages and private meetings that happened within the courtroom. Next up, I think Sprint's lawyer, Steve Sunshine, was speaking there, and the judge actually did an overruling of questioning of Steve Sunshine on the CEO of Altice. I think this is due to the CEO of Altice kind of, since he is the CEO, there was an issue there that he's an official of the company. So it was an overruling, and I feel like maybe there was some contention in the courtroom there. Yesterday there was a big stink about the merger. There was this, I think was it a text or an email? Or it was like a WhatsApp message or something. Yeah, it was a WhatsApp message between Marcelo Claret and Roger Soul, who, both executives at Sprint. And it was, this conversation that they had in which Soul said that the merger could raise Sprint's ARPU by $5. Again, that's obviously true. They're proving that it happened. But raising the ARPU is not illegal or detrimental to the merger. The fact that Sprint wants to have ARPU increases means they want to be profitable. There's nothing wrong with that. Businesses are in business to make money. So again, that's not going to be harmful testimony, in my opinion. I think the judge sees it that way as well. Now, there was also a text that was filed from John Leisure to Deutsche Telekom CEO Tim Hodges, in which he stated regulatory environment right now is ideal, so basically strike while the iron's hot. He mentioned 4 to 3. This is implying going from 4 national carriers to 3. That is a little bit damning, in my opinion. And then John also mentioned $35 billion in synergies. In my opinion, guys, I don't think those are major issues. A judge is not going to consider those make or breaks for this merger. There's nothing in that text message from John to the CEO of Deutsche Telekom that screams concern. Like, a judge is not going to base their decision on that. And that's not enough to break off, the merger in this case. Like, that's not going to do it. Some other things to note, Deutsche Telekom CEO Hodges mentioned that prepaid and postpaid is just a way of paying, and he was downplaying this idea of this dichotomy between postpaid and prepaid customers. In my opinion, that's not very smart. Seemed a little disingenuous. It's definitely false. There's no way anybody could justify that. There are statistics out there that 47% of Boost customers are frequently shut down or late in payments. His documents have been filed and they've been sealed as official testimony. I'm not sure if that's a good look, but again, like I said, nothing damning there that's going to prevent the merger from happening. There's rumblings, actually, of early settlement talks between lawyers on both sides, from the Sprint and T-Mobile side, as well as the state AGs. Now, they are at low-level negotiations, but I think this is an indication of a possible settlement at some point between New York State Attorneys General, as well as T-Mobile and Sprint. When New York Attorney General representation was asked about this, they offered no comment. They simply said, we're continuing with the case. So that's what's going on there. I think a settlement may eventually be reached, and that might not be the worst thing to happen for both sides. Really just depends on the concessions and the regulations put in place. Because like I said, the judge really needs to be focused on Dish. And I think that's what's happening here, and that's actually good. Because in my opinion, Dish is the holdup here. The merger in and of itself, I don't see problems with it. I do see a problem with Dish, though. The Judge Marrero needs to focus on that. The judge wants to know, can Dish scale to become a legit fourth national carrier, meet the demands of the people? In fact, I think Judge Marrero actually asked Hodges of this, and Hodges had to speak to it. Charlie Ergen's a big deal here. Building out a network is not easy, and you could clearly see it's difficult to do it because Sprint has failed at it. So there's a lot there. We still have some days left in the merger. There's a lot to cover, a lot of testimony that still needs to be had, and a lot of stuff to synthesize. So if you guys appreciated this update and you enjoyed, getting, some of this information, go ahead and hit that like button and do share it to your favorite social medias. That'll help the channel out tremendously. Also, if you guys want to check out some other stuff, we got the SMT communities, the Patreon page, the Discord server, the Twitter handle @SneedTech. Check those things out there in the description box, as well as the podcast links are there if you want to check out the SMT weekly report, the wireless report. You guys can see there's links all over in the description box, so definitely check those things out. If you are new, welcome to you. Please do hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the SMT, and you get all of your T-Mobile and Sprint merger news and trial updates. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I am the SMT, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.